snakes when they are not even hurt, can cross roads. If a child is suffering or is passing through a difficult moment, you find that the children are always cared for. They are, they, it's like there is someone who is leading them even in the absence of their parents. So that is from 0 to 12 years. That is the first cycle in human life. And that cycle there, it is always also being favored by the government, by even these animals. Let's say like dogs, cats. You can find children playing with dogs or with the cats, and you ask yourself, how comes that they cannot be beaten by them? But no, it is because they're in the first cycle, and that cycle there is always covered by the grace of a divine being, or by the love of a spiritual being supreme above everything. That's why in that first cycle you always have so many blessings. In that first cycle everything seems to goes on okay. Then you move on to the 12, to another cycle, which is the second cycle in the 12-hour clock. Remember in the 12, in the first cycle, which is the first rotation of the clock, when it clocks 12 hours, you're already 12 years. Then later on, after 12 years, you now enter into the second cycle, that is starting from 13 up to 24. So in that cycle there, that's now the cycle which is full of hassles, which is full of the urges to self-discovery. They always try to, the individuals in that stage actually, we call them the teenagers. They're always obsessed with discovering, exploring their bodies. That's where we have the adolescence, we have the juvenile delinquents. Is it the juveniles who always are at the age of doing these other, can we say, crimes. So it is that second cycle, and this cycle here always is a disturbing cycle. A person who does not take care of him or herself in this second cycle, it will be difficult for this person here to succeed in the third cycle. That's why in this second cycle we always have addicts. When you look at most the statistics, and when you go into research, you'll find that most addicts, drug addicts, whether it be alcohol, whether it be smoking, they started it in the second cycle.